Today's video is going to be on filtration, right? Filtration is a process that separates solid matter and fluid from a mixture using a filter medium that has a complex structure through which only the fluid can pass. So, pretty much all that's saying is we need to filter out the heavier things from the liquids. And what we have here is a beaker with a filtration system. And inside this beaker is some water and some gravel, right? Mix it up really nice. And our job is to try to separate the gravel from the water. Okay? Now I want to turn your attention to the actual filter. Inside the filter we have filter paper, which we folded up. What's going to happen is we'll see that a lot of the contents from this beaker is going to be stuck in the filter paper. And what we should see is everything, all the liquids just drop to the bottom. So let's get started. Right. Now you want to remember not to put too much in. And there you go. It's a slow process, but through filtration, we can filter out any unwanted substances that are in the water. It's kind of like having coffee grains, right? When you make coffee, you pour the hot water on the coffee and the coffee filters out through the filter. But this is not drinkable. We cannot drink this. It's gonna take a long time, but we have a lot of patience.
Hi class, Miss Arlia here. So now we're going to discuss the decantation process. So decantation is a process for the separation of mixtures that aren't actually supposed to be mixing. Another way to say this is immiscible liquids. So these are liquids that otherwise shouldn't be mixing, wouldn't work to mix. You could also do this with a liquid and solid mixture, such as a suspension. So first what we're going to do, we're going to take this empty beaker and we're going to pour dirt, water, and then oil into the beaker. And then, following the decantation process, we're also going to be separating them from each other. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to pour in the dirt. Get it nice and even. Now we're going to be pouring in the water. Notice how you have some particles floating, but for the most part, the dirt is going to be settling to the bottom. Now we're going to take oil and we're going to put it at the top. Look at that. You have all three layers completely separated. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start the decantation process. Now that they're all in the same beaker, we're going to try to separate them from each other. First, we're going to separate the oil from the water. So we're going to be using this glass rod to help pour our oil into the beaker. Okay. Look at that. We have all the oil in this beaker, and we were able to separate it from the main beaker, almost as if we never poured it in the first place. So now what we're going to do is we're going to separate the dirt from the water. And would you look at that? Sure, you have some pretty dirty water, but it's water nonetheless. And we separated it from the actual dirt. So here you have your dirt, which looks dry. Your water and your oil, completely separated. Decantation.